refusing to give an engagement ring, ruining the magic of Disney, taking a gaming PC on holiday, and more on This Week on Am I the A-Hole? Everyone, welcome back to Geeky United. I'm Emma, and this is CJ, aka CJ the Geek.
Hi everyone, we're back again. I'm excited. We've got some juicy stories.
Some very juicy stories. I've got 2, and CJ has 2 as well.
3.
Three stories. So yeah, some very spicy stories for you this week. All very geeky.
Always geeky related. There's lots of Am I the A-holes out there, but we stick to our niche, which is geeky. So you can find all of the geeky stuff here. So Emma doesn't know the stories I have, which makes it
I
even more
don't.
spicy for her. So usually I start, so I'm going to start again with our first Am I the A-hole geeky story. So am I the a-hole for winning a cosplay contest with the help of fake boobs?
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. This one popped up on my little search, and I thought this is weird. So let's check it
Hmm.
out.
Okay.
So I, 22-year-old female, I'm a cosplayer. I dress up for fun as anime characters, and I've been doing that for 5 years now. I'm not a pro or anything, but I've learned how to sew, make foam armor, that sort of stuff. I'm sort of competent at it right now. At local anime convention near my town was having a cosplay contest. All you had to do was have your pick taken during the event and sent before their deadline, and people would vote on them on Facebook. It was sort of an informal, and the prize was only a few gift cards, so it wasn't a big deal. I don't have much of an online presence, so I don't think I would have had a chance. But I decided to give it a shot anyway, since I've been building a certain armor for a while and thought it looked good. Without getting into details, it's a warrior that happens to have an ample cleavage window. Yes, I know, but I still love her. After voting had
Um,
started,
no judgment from me. I love ample cleavage.
I'm sure many people love ample cleavage. I am not making a comment on this because my partner watches this and I'll get in trouble if I make a comment. I would never ever look at other people's ample cleavage, just for the record. Um, After voting had started, I was surprised at the positive feedback I was receiving. Some comments said I looked fierce, my wig was fantastic, my armor looked real, etc. A few of the comments also pointed out how I was really doing the character justice. I wonder what they meant by that.
Mm.
Because of the there we go. Because of the size of my breasts. Some
Mm.
more crudely worded than others.
Oh
I
dear.
left I left a like on all the replies since any praise was good. The only issue is
Oh dear.
I'm flat as a board.
Oh no.
Underneath my armor, I was wearing what is quite literally a breastplate made out of silicone that gives me, in words of a friend, some serious boobage. The
Okay.
armor had a neck piece and shoulder pads, so the seams were perfectly hidden. Since the character's cleavage is sort of diamond shaped, there's underboob on display, so it doesn't look like I'm just padding out a bra. It looks like the real deal. A week goes by and I get a notification on Facebook. Apparently, I won the contest. I was ecstatic. It was the first time my work had been recognized like that. I messaged some friends, they were all happy for me. I was reading the comments, and one of them stuck out saying he wasn't surprised I'd won considering my body. So I decided to be snarky and reply with, well, if that's all you needed to win a contest or boobs, here's where I bought mine, and linked the silicone breasts I was using.
Okay.
And apparently that was a mistake since I got a few rude comments on the reply, some saying I was fooling people, some a bit more nasty saying I was just using a fake body just to get ahead of real cosplayers. A few people even left mean comments on my Facebook and Instagram for that. I took a break from social media because they were being mean in the ass. I told friends about what happened, um, and some of them I might have been the a-hole for being snarky. And yeah, I should have just accepted the prize and moved on. But I feel like the situation had escalated way too far. It even soured my mood towards that specific cosplay, even though it's probably my best work so far. Am I the a-hole?
There's a lot of layers in this, isn't there?
Well, obviously,
There's
there's
a
a lot
lots
of
of layers.
layers,
Well, yeah, that too.
involved.
Um, I mean, off the bat, I don't think that being honest about how you built the cosplay and sharing that with others is a bad thing. I don't. I also think, you know, there's something to be said for embracing your body and kind of being comfortable in your own skin. But I also don't think that being proud to do something different is an issue either. So
Hmm,
there's a lot of it depends. It's very personal at the end of the day, right? How you feel about yourself and what you would like to do. It doesn't sound like this person is bothered about the fact that they don't have much in the chest department
hmm,
and have gone about their way to make it more kind of reflective of the character. It doesn't sound like they're not embracing themselves, they're just embracing the character, which
hmm.
isn't an a-holery thing to do, in my opinion. Um, I really don't think that replying to the comments being like, well, here's how you can buy them is a bad thing. It's
Yeah.
spicy, it's bold, but I don't think it makes them an a-hole personally. What do you think, CJ?
Well, they're saying that, oh, well, the only one cause the fake boobs. So does that mean if you have a character who's scars on their face or wears an eye patch, you should really have an eye patch? You should really have scars on you? It's a fantasy outfit. So
Mm,
the breastplates that she was wearing, I think it was like a warrior build, she said. So I'm assuming it could be like chainmail and everything like that. And if
yeah,
that's not real chainmail and things, it's meant to be a look. You're
yeah,
embodying the character. And if that character has, like, let's be fair, most anime characters and things like that back in the day were all male dominated. So they did have the ample cleavage, over the top cleavage. Not everyone has that real cleavage.
no,
So using bras to push them up or using fake breasts to do that, I don't see the problem with that. And it's not her fault that people may have voted because of that outfit. If it's a cosplay competition, you're voting on the cosplay. If
mm,
some, and sorry if I sound offensive here, but if some perverts have only voted because they saw cleavage, that says more about the people voting
yeah,
than
then it
her
does about the
cosplay.
cosplayer. Yep, agreed. I mean, Facebook is a cesspit anyway, so that's already a bad start.
Hmm.
But no
Yeah.
offense to anyone that uses Facebook regularly, but it has become, especially for the cosplay scene, I think as well. It isn't the most welcoming all the time.
Hmm.
So there is definitely is there's less kind of understanding or adult behavior really, which is
Hmm.
ironic because the majority of people that use Facebook are older. But
Hmm.
anyway, so yeah,
And
I,
also
I, I
wigs. Like, if that's not her natural hair, should she therefore not cosplay the character?
yeah,
Like, what's the
yeah,
difference? It's just
it's true.
yous voted because you thought, "Ooh, boobies," and then they weren't boobies, and now you're sad. That's the problem.
Such a shame that that person had to literally take a break from social media because of this. Like, that's so dumb. I really respect being like, oh well, you know, here's where you can buy the boobs. I
Mm,
like rather than being like, oh, thank you so much. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that either, especially if there is like insecurity there and that is your way around it. But I do respect the attitude of, well, then they're not real, but here's where you can buy them if you're interested. Yeah,
mm.
I respect it, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a bit of an update, but it was literally just an update saying where the boobs were bought from. I'm sure if you search the story, you can find it. But one of the comments I thought was really interesting, and it goes like this. It says, "Yes, your fake boobs helped you win the cos test. As did your fake hair, your fake armor, your fake clothes, and whatever else you
Yes,
had. Same with
yes,
everyone else who was in the contest. The point of a cosplayer contest is to fake your way into looking like a character. You did that and won. That is the perfect
yeah,
response.
I love it. Literally
Y-
clapping.
You are faking to look like the character.
Yeah.
Like, when I cosplay, I tend to go with characters I look similar to because it makes me feel I look better. I don't think I do other characters, but it's not about, like, people don't just cosplay to look exactly like the character. Some people go because they just like the outfit, and that's fine.
Mm.
But a
Some people
lot of
draw
people,
inspiration from a character
yeah,
and don't do a direct representation.
but most people are going to the masquerades and the competitions, which I know firsthand. I see this like at most Comic Cons. I'm always going to the masquerades and sometimes even hosting them. Um, check out MCM. Um, Like, I look at those people and they have wore wigs, they've done extra armor. Like, if it's a bulky character, like if you're a big muscle person, like a huge gorilla or something like that, and they use foam to make them look like this gorilla person, is that cheating because their muscles aren't the same muscle span? No, of course you wouldn't complain about that. You'd go, oh, they've used foam to
Mm.
bulk up like that character.
I
It's
put
basically, yeah,
Yeah,
go on.
even on a day-to-day basis, I put contour. My cheeks aren't this,
Hmm.
but I put contour on because it makes me feel cool.
Yeah.
Feel
I
cool.
don't actually look like this. This is hair and beard is stuck on. It's part of my costume. I mean, I need to dye it at the minute. It's going very grey. But yeah,
Yeah, just all that sun exposure on
but
your fake
yeah,
hair.
yeah, with my fake hair. These are all plugs. Yeah, they just stuck on bit by bit.
But yeah,
That's
no,
not
I
true. My hair's terrible.
but yeah, I don't think this person is an a-hole at all, and I applaud the
No.
comment, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the comment just sums it up perfect.
Mhm,
In
definitely.
cosplay contests, it's fake it till you make it, and they have faked it brilliantly. So I applaud your fake boobies and your fake cleavage. And
Mm.
if they convince some little perverts to vote for you, then that's more about them than it is about you. So definitely not the a-hole in that
Yeah,
situation.
I feel like when you're cosplaying, you just wanna feel great. That's the whole point.
Hmm,
You're doing something because you enjoy it, because you love it, not because you want comments on fake boobies.
yeah,
So, yeah.
cool. Shall we move on from the fake boobies to something a little bit more family
Yeah,
friendly?
this is quite a lot more family friendly actually, to be fair.
Yeah,
Ish, actually, ish. Okay, are you ready?
I am ready. Hit me.
Am I the asshole for ruining the Disney magic with my nephew? Or for my nephew, rather. Sorry.
The Disney magic. This
The
just
Disney
totally
magic.
spoiling it. Hmm.
This is very different from the last story. I, 30 female, have two young nephews who will call Jack, 5 male, and George, 2 male. I see these kids every single day due to how close I live to their home, and I'm basically their nanny. For some unfathomable reason, their parents got Jack really into video games from a very young age, and all he likes to do is watch Let's Plays constantly. I'm not sure it's healthy for a 5-year-old to be that into Fortnite, but hey, not my kid, not my choice. He knows I also play a lot of games and just goes on and on talking about them to me and subsequently asks a lot of questions. One day he was telling me about his favorite YouTubers were playing Five Nights at Freddy's and how cool and scary it was. And he asked me if animatronics were a real thing.
Five Nights at Freddy's at 5
For a
years
five
old.
year old, yeah, that was the one thing for me. I was like, ooh.
Fortnite, I can kinda get because of the characters and the colors, but Five Nights at Freddy for a five-year-old?
I mean, even Fortnite for a 5-year old is. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's not as bad as Five Nights, though. Five Nights is like a horror kind of.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I
Yeah,
find
sorry.
Five Nights at Freddy's scary. I wouldn't play it. I found this film terrifying. Oh, it was terrifying within reason. Anyway, thinking nothing of such a simple question, I said yes. The game itself is based on the real life franchise called Chuck E. Cheese. I also offhandedly mentioned that Disney makes some of the best animatronics in the world. This blew
Mm.
Jack's mind, and he went on to watching all sorts of ride videos on YouTube and about all the different rides at Disneyland that had animatronics in them, and even started pointing them out to George and explaining to him how animatronics are robots that look real. Just to remind you, George is the 2-year-old. Those of you in the video, I'm sure CJ knows. Their mum found out that I told Jack and got pissed off because she and her husband were planning on taking the kids to Disneyland soon, and now the magic is ruined since he now knows that everything is fake. She thinks Jack, being the little chatterbox he is, will ruin it for the other kids as well. I don't think that I ruined his potential experience by inadvertently getting the kid interested in robotics in the entertainment industry. If anything, I made him more excited than ever by the old concept of the theme parks and their inner workings. Am I the a-hole?
I mean, I don't think this person's the a-hole, but I'm a little bit worried about the parents and what they're allowing their five-year-old to access because it sounds like they have unfettered access to YouTube. Like, no kind of like there's a kids' YouTube section and a normal section, just in case some people
Mm,
don't know that. And that's when you upload videos to YouTube, is well, Emma will back me up here as a creator. One of the
yeah,
main options you have to tick is it suitable for kids and is it
yeah,
not? To protect children from videos like Five Nights at Freddy
Yeah.
and Fortnite, so that way it's appropriate.
You
Like
literally
this
cannot
video
upload a video unless you select whether it's
yeah,
appropriate for kids or not.
like this video is marked as no, it's not for kids. So that
Mhm.
means when we're saying the word a-hole, they're not going around going, "Are you the a-hole, mummy?" Um, and that sort of thing. But the parents are just letting this kid do whatever on YouTube. So who's to say this kid wouldn't have found that out anyway when it said, "Oh, we're going to Disney World," and they type in Disney World and look at what's at Disney World, they'd find this out anyway. But talking about animatronics, what this uncle's done basically is said, "Oh, you have an interest in this. You're telling me about this," and it's actually being really nice and interacting with this kid, not ignoring them, telling them things. Actually, from the sounds of it, giving this kid the attention the kid possibly needs, rather than looking at an iPad and looking at YouTube and looking at Fortnite.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I agree. I don't think giving a kid information or answers to their question is a wrong thing. It would be worse, I think, for a young kid, especially a 5, to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to answer your question. Your question's silly," or something like that. They're inquisitive, they're learning, they're developing, they're becoming their own person, right? And if
Hmm.
you made them feel like their question isn't valid by not answering it, especially if you have no awareness that they're going, I mean, I didn't see any indication earlier in the story that there was any awareness that this like auntie, uncle, whatever, was like knew that they were going to Disneyland, right?
Yeah,
There's
they
nothing
said
in
it
the
was going to be a
story.
surprise. Like
Yeah.
they just said we were planning on taking them there, and
But
they've ruined the magic before they've took them.
yeah, but there's no indication in this story that this person that answered the question for the kid knew that that was happening. And also, it's just not really like that much of a connection. So I personally don't think they're an a-hole. I think they're just supporting an inquisitive child that's potentially not getting support from them, like you say, not getting support from their parents.
And I don't mean to be weird. I think kids at age 5 can tell which are robots. Like when, like, it's a small world, right? Has the animatronics where they're literally doing the same action all the time. I think that's pretty obvious that the robotics. They haven't said that the characters of Mickey and everyone like that, and the princesses who are actually humans,
Mm.
aren't the actual characters. They've just ruined a very small percentage of rides which have the animatronics. That's it. I wouldn't say they've ruined the whole experience.
Even if the parents feel like maybe the experience might be ruined, don't think in general that the magic is ruined, because nerds love stuff like they're raising this child to be a nerd, right? Basically,
Hmm.
because they're, or a geek like us, they're, by allowing them to watch let's plays and getting them into video games, we love things like robots. I grew up on Robot Wars. We love
Hmm.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually a cool thing rather
Yeah.
than ruining the magic.
Uh,
So
one of the comments is saying, "Your nephew isn't upset by learning about animatronic characters. The concept is really interesting and exciting
mm,
to them. Believing that the Pirates of the Caribbean or the birds in the Tiki Room are living and real isn't necessarily part of enjoying the experience, and feeding into your nephew's interest can probably enhance the trip for them."
for sure. Yeah, for sure. There is also an edit in here. Shall I read that out?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Edit. For people asking why a 5-year-old is watching Five Nights at Freddy's, his parents give him unfettered access to YouTube with child safety features on. So I guess as long as the Let's Plays in question don't swear in the videos, then it passes the filter. I've seen him watching Let's Plays of other similarly scary games such as Bendy and the Ink Machine, Little Nightmares, and Dark Deception. It's a load of annoying hypocrisy that they let him watch this kind of stuff, but then get pissed off when I tell him things about the various dangers of animals in Australia and claim I give him nightmares about cassowaries. What is a cassowary?
I don't know, but the sound is scary.
It
Are
does
these
sound.
like little like spiders or something? I'm sorry, but as we're
What is a
talking,
cassowary? Are you
oh,
going to Google it?
I am. They're a flightless bird. They look like peacocks without the tails.
That doesn't sound scary.
No, they literally are just peacocks without the tails, and they've got like a hard, like shell helmet kind of thing on it.
This is such a random that the previous bit of the edit fair to justify the parenting, and or I'll explain more about the parenting. But what has this got to do with animals in Australia?
Yeah, but it's saying the parents do have child safety features on. if he's watching Five Nights at Freddy, that is not child safety features. There's
No,
different
because
levels of child safety features. I think they've just clicked child safe, yes, but not actually looked at what they're blocking.
yeah, because like we were saying on YouTube before, unless he's watching it on like TikTok or something, maybe because TikTok
Hmm.
have obviously released the longer videos, but I'm fairly sure you have to be a certain age to have TikTok.
Yeah.
Is that is that the
Yeah,
case?
so it's all yeah, you have to be 12, I think 11, 12. But even then, if they set up an account, kids lie, but at 5-year-olds, they're probably not
Yeah,
smart enough to do that. But the fact
no.
that they're watching Little Nightmares is a scary game.
Yeah, but then when you upload it to YouTube, I'm fairly sure I've made this mistake before. I accidentally clicked once, yes, it's safe for kids. And what happens then is your video will just show for kids. It won't show for adults. It will
Hmm.
only show for kids. So it doesn't make any sense for a YouTube creator creating Five Nights at Freddy's videos to upload it saying, yeah, kids, great. And then not get any of their actual audience to watch that video. So that it doesn't ring as true to me in a way. Like maybe they've put child safety features on,
Certain keywords,
yeah,
maybe.
maybe, or
But
like on the internet, like as a whole,
E
but not
eith
on YouTube
either way,
specifically.
the parents are totally the ones in the wrong here. They've not
Mm,
he's not ruined Disney for him. If anything, you've made it more exciting for the kid. I'm just
yeah,
worried about what these parents are doing with their filters on the YouTube. That's my like, as a parent, like, I was very checking all safeties. So my daughter had an iPad, she could go on YouTube. I checked all of that so I knew everything she was watching was safe. And then I have conversations with our watchers watching. I don't think these parents are fully aware of what Five Nights at Freddy is, maybe. And they're saying,
maybe.
it's about this animatronic bear, and they've showed a picture of the animatronic bear, and they're thinking, oh, look at that. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese thing,
Mm.
and not actually realizing it's a horror.
Yeah,
Um,
because I suppose the name of it is quite fun. Little Nightmares, again, it's quite fun. Like a lot of these names, they're kind of, apart from maybe Dark Deception,
hmm.
they're all quite fun. Like Bendy and the Ink Machine, I've not even heard of that, but apparently that's a scary game as well. Like all of those, you'd think, oh, probably fine for kids because of the names, but they are all scary.
Yeah, I think the parents need to have a serious think, and the uncle should be going, "Why are you letting them watch?" Like the uncle should have probably went, "Why are you letting them watch this video on Fortnite with guns and violence and Five Nights at Freddy?" That's the only reason why the uncle could be the a-hole is not pulling his brother or sister, whoever the relation is, and like, "Why are you letting this kid watch these videos?" That is
Mm,
nuts,
yeah,
absolutely nuts.
crazy.
The parent in
Totally
me is
agree.
like, "No, no, no, bad, 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 bad." But yeah, not the a-hole.
Yep, agreed.
Good, good, good. Right. Next story. Are you ready for this one? And this one has an update as well.
Okay, I'm ready.
Um, this is an interesting one. Am I the a-hole for proposing to my girlfriend with a video game relic instead of a ring and refusing to buy a ring after?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A video game relic. Interesting.
Yeah. So let's move on to the story. My girlfriend and I met in a Skyrim meme page in
Cute.
2014. Yeah, like of all the places. Um,
Adorable.
so yeah, a Skyrim meme page in 2014 and have been together for 6 years. Last week was our anniversary, and I decided I wanted to propose. Since we met in Skyrim, I thought I would promise with the Amulet of Mara, which is the symbol that someone is ready for marriage. She doesn't really wear jewelry or anything and has never shown me a ring she likes when we're talking about marriage. So I thought it'd be sweet to have something that brought us together. I set up this whole picnic with our favorite things, and when I proposed, she looked sad and asked about a ring. I told her I thought the amulet. It feels like that skipped. If I skipped along a bit, let me.
I'm not sure. I
No,
can't see it.
no, it's like it's jumped. It's jumped to a huge bit. Um, let me start that one again. So sweet to have something that brought us together. I set up this whole picnic with our favorite things, and when I proposed, she looked sad and asked about a ring. I told her I thought the Amulet of Mara was sweet because we met in Skyrim. Where's it actually mentioned actually giving her the Amulet of Mara?
Have they just completely missed it out?
I think they've completely missed that out in the story.
Oh,
That is
okay.
So weird.
Interesting.
Um,
I feel like that would
so
be a key detail as well.
yeah, like
Like the moment is the most important, right? Like if you're going to propose, surely the moment that you propose is the most important to the story.
yeah, I set up this whole picnic with our favorite things, and when I proposed, she looked sad and asked about the ring. I told her I thought the amulet and Mara was sweet because we met via Skyrim. Yeah, he's not mentioned actually
That is
given.
okay. So to start with, just to already kind of spark the drama. I to start with, I was like, oh no, he's not an a-hole, but he's also his by not including the actual story of how it happened or anything like that. There is maybe a touch of a-holery because he's obviously not thinking about the bigger picture here. What's the most important thing, right? He's just
Yeah,
thinking about himself in this scenario right now. To
yeah,
start with, I was like, oh, how sweet. But
right. So
anyway,
it
sorry, carry on the
continues.
story. But I
Yeah.
just wanted to throw that out there straight away.
The other day, she sat me down and said she thought the amulet was very sweet and she liked it, but she wanted to go ring shopping. I told her I'd already bought the necklace. Oh, right. Now it's starting to make sense.
Okay.
So this is a necklace that he's gave her. He just hasn't mentioned the fact he's gave this necklace. This guy does not sound this. No offense to the guy, I'm sure he's lovely, but he does not sound the smartest right now. Uh,
He sounds a little bit self absorbed to me.
yeah. So let me read the story so we can get some clarification and make a full decision.
Yeah, sorry, I
Um,
jumped the gun. I was
no,
like,
no,
bloody
I'm
hell.
still like, really? This is how you're doing it. This is how you're telling the story. You're posting this to find out if you're the a-hole, and before we've even finished,
Yeah.
seriously,
I mean,
dude.
I might be jumping to conclusions too soon, but we'll see. We'll see.
I don't think we are. But anyway, um, the other day she sat me down and said she thought the amulet was very sweet and she liked it, but she wanted to go ring shopping. I told her I'd already bought the necklace and didn't see any reason for a ring since I didn't propose with one. She said she appreciated the sweet gesture, but she really wanted a traditional ring. We got in an argument, um, and it's been tense the last few days. Am I the a-hole?
Oh yeah, no, he did not help himself any further with that the rest of that story. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
Well,
like marriage, you associate with a ring, and this girl sounds like like the gesture, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. What this guy's done, it's like you met via Skyrim meme
yeah,
page of all
lovely.
places. You've done
Yeah,
this whole necklace to propose, but then imagine trying to explain to friends and family, like saying, "Oh, so let's see the ring." Oh, well, no, it's this Skyrim necklace. And I bet you it doesn't even have to be an expensive ring. I think she just wants a traditional ring to say, "Hey, look, I'm engaged." But and I think the necklace is an absolutely sweet sort of idea. Like you could have
very
put a
sweet.
ring
Yeah,
on the necklace, so she has
yeah,
the necklace and she has the ring. And even so, he didn't propose with the necklace. But as soon as she goes, "I want a ring," he's kind of got to go, okay, well, do I have time to save up for it? And I'll get you a proper ring, not just a
yeah.
flat
There's
out.
conversations there that could definitely happen to make this more thoughtful on both sides, for sure.
Mm, it's, yeah, as soon as she mentions, can I have a ring? He should have went,
Throwing his penny
okay,
out.
give me some time. And I know he's probably a little bit butthurt by the fact that she might have come across that she hasn't appreciated
Yeah,
the necklace. And I
yeah.
think she does.
Yeah, I can understand the kind of feeling, the hurt feelings of, oh well, I thought this was a lovely gesture, and at the heart of it is a lovely gesture, but I think it's been done for the wrong reasons based on how the story was told. I think it was done for
Mm,
the wrong reasons. I mean, it is a lovely idea of, oh, we met in Skyrim, let's get something from Skyrim to represent our marriage, and I also don't think you have to have like you say, traditionally rings are part of a wedding, right?
mm,
Um, if that isn't their vibe, then fine. But if she's then saying, actually, do you know what? That is kind of the thing that I want.
mm,
Then I think there's compromises to be made. It
mm.
doesn't have, like you say, it could be something relative. It doesn't have to be hugely expensive. Um, Compromises could be made there, if especially if budget's tight, and that's why he went for a necklace rather than a ring, etc.
Because the way I was
Um,
reading it is, I thought it was something in game. Not understanding what this, obviously necklace was and the name of it, I thought it was something in game, and he's like, "Oh, well, I've give you this game in-game thing."
Oh God, imagine. Oh, what if he proposed in game?
I mean,
I
people
don't think
do
I'd like
that.
that.
I mean,
Yeah,
you'd know your other half well on how they'd want to be proposed to. And
that's
again, I
true.
think she
Yeah,
really, really did appreciate the necklace and the picnic and the way he proposed. I think she absolutely adored that. But
yeah.
then as times went on, she's like, well, how am I explaining to people that I'm now engaged and I don't have a ring? I
Mm,
think if the world wasn't the way it is, where everyone expects a ring, I think she would have been quite happy with the necklace. But the world we live in, people prefer to see the ring, and it's easier to
yeah,
explain rather than saying, "Oh yeah, well, it's because of a Skyrim meme."
yeah, yeah,
Shall we read the update? So
yeah.
they've
Go for it.
actually posted an update about what happened. So
Oh, wait,
we
about the
can.
proposal?
Mm.
Okay, spicy.
So well, here's an update for you. We got married. I realized pretty quick after posting my original post that I was the a-hole and my feelings were
Good,
hurt because I'm an idiot. No
good.
argument here. No argument here at all.
That's a relief.
So we picked out a ring together, and in that we decided, hey, let's just elope. So we both
Oh,
picked out a
okay.
ring, and now we're married. It continues.
Wow.
Thank you for everyone who tried to knock some sense into me. I am very happy with my wife, and I'm glad we've both got what we wanted. She also wore the amulet as we got married, but she didn't want me to
Aw.
post any on our actual wedding photos on the internet, so I'm just posting the rings. That's it. We're happy. A ring was bought, and now we're just enjoying nerdy married life. Um,
Oh, okay. Well, that all seemed to work out pretty well.
They had posted photos of the rings on the post, but they've took them down because people are being weird about the hand or something like that, which is totally understandable because these guys get butthurt about fake boobies. So, yeah, I'm glad he's came to his senses because that
Oh, yeah,
was
for sure.
really, really bad.
Mm, wow. Yeah, it just sounded like he was really selfish there for a while, to be honest, where he was like, "Oh, I've done this big gesture, and you have to respect my big gesture."
Yeah.
And then just like not even including maybe they didn't share the story. He hasn't shared the how he did it story because they wanted it to be private, I suppose,
Mm,
because there is an element of that as well, especially when it's like two people. It's your relationship. It's not the internet's business. Um, so maybe that's part of it. But he was just sounding very selfish for a while. So I'm glad he redeemed himself.
yeah. And I'm sure she's like a big Skyrim fan, but I'm getting the impression that he's probably a bigger nerd than her. And she doesn't want to like go like have all her wedding photos like traditional photos where it's all about the amulet, which I can
Mm.
kind of get, and you shouldn't be embarrassed about being a nerd, but I think it's probably there's family friends that just don't understand it and it's hard to explain, and then you explain it at work and stuff like that. I know you work in an area where nerd culture is really important, but where I
Yeah.
work, I can't do any of that. I have to be very professional.
I
um
have worked places before where it's not nerd culture, and it is difficult for people to understand that don't live in the nerd space.
mm.
Um, what that looks like, what it entails. So I do get it. I do get it.
I've got to be very prim, proper, serious, professional. Um, well, no, I don't. I'm still an idiot
I was
all
going
the
to say, are
time.
you
I'm not even
sure?
gonna lie. Yeah, no, no one's. I tried. I thought people might believe me, but they didn't. Uh, Let me pretend once. But
Right.
no,
Okay.
I
You can
think
pretend for 5 minutes.
yeah, I'm professional. Woo! Um, but no, I think this guy initially was the a-hole, but he's redeemed himself.
Mm.
He's updated and went, yep, you know what, guys? I was the a-hole. And if you can hold your hand up and realize you've messed up, you are no longer the a-hole. You were,
Yeah.
and now you've clenched, you are no longer the a-hole. You are
Yeah.
closed.
Agreed. Yeah. I would agree with that one.
Awesome. So,
Right.
3 down. We've had an update. Now it's time for story number 4, which is an Emma story. So,
Is indeed.
hit me with it.
Am I the asshole for not wanting my boyfriend to bring his gaming PC on vacation? My boyfriend,
Wait, I'm
M24.
sorry. You can't read. We've just got to stop at this title. Like, not like a Switch, not like
No,
a
his
portable
gaming PC.
handheld, But
his gaming
to
PC.
give the logistics of this, that means you've also got to take the keyboard, the
Yep,
mouse,
yep.
some
A monitor.
speakers, potentially a monitor, unless the place has a TV and stuff, so you might not need the speakers, but you're still going to need keyboard, mouse, the cables.
Mm. Unless you're driving from A to B and you're going for like
Yeah.
a month maybe, I'd probably be like, yeah, okay, fair.
I mean, would have
But we'll
to
see.
check into this, but I know my gaming PC is heavy. Like, and I'm sure
Yeah, mine
yours is
is as
as well.
well. It's
Yeah.
a
So
beast, a beast.
they have to be going in a car. Sorry, I'm just trying to get over the title of um taking a whole gaming PC.
Yeah, on vacation. I mean, I assume from the word vacation, they must be US based ish, maybe,
Yeah, yeah.
because obviously we would call it going on holiday in the UK. So,
Mm,
and I know that obviously in the US doing long drives is less of it. Sorry, we're going into it before we've even read the story, but
mm.
I know that obviously in the US doing long drives is less of a big deal. Like I remember my flatmate at uni was like, "Yeah, it's fine. I I will do an 8 hour drive and it's nothing, and I'll drive back the next day." And I was like, "Are you? Why? Why would you do that?" Whereas for us, that would be kind of uncomfortable. Maybe
Yeah, but
3 hours and then
I
back the
whinge
next
when
day
I
is
have
probably
to
the
drive
max.
to London, and that's like 4 to 5 hours depending on
Mm,
traffic, and that to me is like a hell of a drive.
yeah.
Um,
Whereas it's a very different culture of
some people
driving
do
in
that
the
to work in America. That's nuts. Like they'll
I
do it,
know.
get up at 6 and leave and go to work for 10, and then they'll drive back for 4 hours. That is crazy.
It is crazy. I agree. But definitely a thing there. So I guess like the culture is slightly different. So it's probably worth bearing in mind as we read the story. But anyway,
I'm shushing.
my boyfriend, male 24, and I, female 23, just to say this is not my story, this is reading out somebody else's story,
Yeah,
have a
thanks for the
vacation.
people on Instagram. I'm gonna point this out. When we did the wiping my son's hard drive
Oh,
story,
the comments you
the
got. Oh my
comments
goodness.
I was
They
getting
thought you
is
were
like,
evil.
you're an a-hole for deleting your son's hard drive. It's like, whoa,
I know. Yeah, they
I
thought you
don't
were
even
like
have a
the
son.
devil. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
wild. Anyway,
yeah, hilarious. Go on, start again. Start again.
my boyfriend, male 24, and I, female 23, not me, have a vacation coming up that I've been actively planning for 3 months now. This is something I've always done every year where it's a friend group, family, or significant other. So it's something I've been anticipating for basically an entire year. This year, I wanted to make it a private trip for me and my boyfriend, who we'll call Brad. I've already booked and paid for the hotel and a few of the activities we'll be doing, which I was bringing up to him to see if there's anything else that he would specifically like to do. I eventually brought up the fact that I'd like to go bar hopping and see some live music and or go walk on the beach at night when Brad said we couldn't do anything after 9 p.m. since he would be playing video games.
Oh God.
Blad, Brad plays Rainbow Six Siege and a group of his college friends with a group of his college friends on his gaming PC. They play every night in order to practice for some sort of competition/tournament they have coming up. It's nothing professional, esports level or anything, but I know they do take it seriously and I understand and respect that. I play games on my own PC myself, so I understand. But seeing as how they need to practice, he says he's bringing his entire PC setup to the beach with us. I tried bringing up the fact that I was hoping the trip could be more intimate and focused around us doing stuff together since it's only a 4 day, 3 night trip and we wouldn't be gone for that long. Brad is adamant on bringing his PC and saying that me trying to convince him not to is selfish, but he feels like I'm controlling him and how he spends his time. His main argument point is that we have all day to do stuff and he only wants to bring his PC at night. Oh, sorry, he only wants to be on his PC at night. He also says I should bring my PC so we can play games together, but we don't even play games together while we're at home since I don't play Rainbow Six and he constantly has a full group anyways. I'm trying to put my foot down about this, and the argument has come to the point where he is saying he won't come on the trip if he can't bring and have his gaming time at night. Am I the asshole for wanting a trip without his PC coming along with us?
I mean,
Oh my goodness, what a pain!
this
What? It's a 3 night trip, Brad. Come on, leave your PC at home, mate. You don't need it that badly. You're not going to become dog shit at Rainbow Six Siege with 3 days break.
I'm actually got tears in my eyes from laughing. It just how I'm
Come
sure there's
on,
some great
Brad.
content for everyone. Just the silence of us trying to wrap
Fathom.
our head around someone that this is serious attachment, like addiction to
Mm,
games.
mm.
Like
Yeah, and
that
the fact
is
that he
nuts.
was like, "Oh yeah, you can bring your PC too, and we'll play games together," even though they don't play games together. Come on, Brad. You know that it's just because you're an addict and you need help.
But the thing is though, like she has plans during the day, and what happens? She says, "Okay, let's play at 9:30 tonight." No, no, I've got Siege,
Mm,
and
yeah,
I can kind of get it if it there was the job, like if there were a professional esports thing and they had a massive competition coming up like the week after,
yeah.
then you could kind of understand, think, well, no, if that's their job, that's how they make their money, and it's next week, great. The enter competitions that aren't professional, and it doesn't sound like it's that big of a thing. Do you think his teammates are going up to their partners going, "Sorry, Disneyland's gonna have to wait. One, we don't like these animatronics, and two, I've got Siege on a night."
I can't really fathom. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing video games, but if I'm going on
Mm.
holiday, I'm going on holiday. I'm not going to be going to play video games. There is stuff that I would probably play video games in an evening on holiday if I was there for like 10 days, right? I probably would. But I would take, like you said at the start, a Switch. I'd play
Yeah,
something on my phone. I would read a book.
like take like
There's
you know
other
what?
stuff to do with my time.
Certain nights I want to play different games, so I'll take my PlayStation 5, the Xbox, the Switch. I'll take my gaming PC just in case I want to play like some high-end game. I'll take my laptop just in case I'm sat on the beach. You know, because to go to the beach, could you imagine them getting an extension cable from wherever
God,
they're stopping, putting it on the beach and having the monitor? People do this, and having the monitor on the beach on his little
are you
table sat
serious?
there.
People
Yeah,
actually do this?
like they'll sit
Why?
with like
Enjoy
they'll take
nature.
monitors.
I mean,
Like
I don't touch grass very often, but when I do touch grass, I touch grass. I do it properly. Don't go and do things half-assed. That's
I'm a
wild.
tech nerd and I'll constantly go on my phone. My other half will tell me off if I'm sat on my phone too much on holiday and stuff. And I hold up my hand, and yes, I do that quite a bit. But when I'm told to get off it, I will get off it. It's like, and I'd tell my daughter the same. I'd tell them the same. Like you're on holiday, you're
Mm.
experiencing
Take some
something.
time off.
Like on a nighttime, you're knackered, you just want to chill. You might watch, if there's a TV, you might watch a Netflix thing. Like, for example, one day, as in Florida, we're just absolutely knackered. Me and my daughter just sat and watched some Netflix for the morning. We just sat on the sofa, put some Netflix on, and we just chilled
Mm.
because we're just worn out from Universal, Disney, stuff like that. I can get that half a day. Vacations are tiring,
Yeah.
but to preemptively want to take your gaming PC so you can play Siege with your friends, that is crazy. But are the other people in his group going to be the same?
It that's the only thing that I can think that would possibly justify this. That they all have an agreement that they're going to do it regardless, regardless of what their partners say or something. I mean, in my kind of Twitch community at the moment, we're running a kind of community event, right? And last weekend I was away, my friend was away, and that was during the event. And both of us went on our phones because fortunately this game you could go on your phone. We could log in
Mm.
even for like 5 minutes, just do something so that at least we're still contributing to the teams that we're part of. But neither of us were like, oh no, we have to take our whole gaming setup. And the my friend, his partner, is very understanding of him needing to take time during the time after their trip to catch up because he wasn't able to do stuff during their trip. So there's so much that you can do to compromise here. It's literally 4 days, 3 nights.
I wonder
Like I
how
said at the
long they've
start,
been in a relationship together. Does it say how long they've been together?
um,
Um,
it doesn't say anything about it, just said that they were planning the trip for 3 months. So I guess it's longer than 3 months.
yeah.
But yeah. Wow.
Oh, I've been anticipating it for basically an entire year. So they've been
Oh, okay.
anticipating this holiday for a year. She's been planning it for 3 months. So they've been in a relationship for a while. And he's
Yeah.
playing this game every night. That is addiction. That is something totally different. You should be able to step away. His friends will no doubt be stepping away some nights, but that sounds really toxic if that's the case of
Yeah.
every night he has to play this. Um, what are
I
some of
did
the comments here?
there is a comment that's made me laugh. I won't read it out as exactly, but so he is going on holiday and doesn't want to go out dancing or spend the evening out or have intimacy. Frame it like that. I love to play video games on my Xbox and use it most days, but I can go on holiday for 2 whole weeks without it. So I think you're right. There's a lot of people in the comments here that maybe don't have the same level of addiction. It does sound like an
Hmm.
addict type scenario here.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something to look into. And I don't think this guy's right for her. Because she
No.
wants to go out and do things, and he just wants to go on his PC. It's a vacation. You're meant to have a
Mm.
break for your own mentality. We all
Yeah.
love computer games, like people love D&D and stuff like that, but every so often people go away and you have to accept the fact that sometimes you can't play the things you want to play.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Agreed.
so this person is not the a-hole, but this boyfriend.
Definitely the a-hole. And it's not
Oh,
like she doesn't play video games either. Like sometimes there's often relationships where one party might be more interested in playing game, especially in the gamer scene. There's quite
hmm,
often one person that plays more games than the other, right? It's pretty standard actually that there's usually, even if you both play games to a certain extent, there's normally one that will play more than the other. And it's not like she is to the extreme where she doesn't play them at all. She plays video games, right? She's a
yeah,
PC gamer as well. So she understands what being a gamer is. It's just she's saying, can I have 4 days of your attention whilst we go on holiday together and go and have fun and
mhm.
have experiences? So no, I don't think she's the a-hole.
No, definitely not. But yeah, that dude. Wow. That is
Absolutely wild.
scary. And also, if anyone has any opinions, please let us know in the comments.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would
Yeah.
love to know what some people are thinking about these stories. They are just
I'd
nuts.
also love to hear how many of you in the comments or that watch these videos like, do you go on holiday and play games whilst you're away? I want to know. I'm
I,
curious.
I mean, most people probably do it on like a plane or something. They'll play on the Switch and stuff. How many
Mm.
of you guys have took your gaming PC with you on vacation? That's what we want to know. Gaming
I mean, I'll be
laptop.
honest. I yeah.
Mm,
A laptop I get as well. If you had like a gaming laptop, I would understand taking that on holiday. But your PC, I have been to visit my family, I'll be honest, and
mm,
taken my gaming PC. But that's because streaming is part of my job. So I stream from it and I play games from
mm,
it because I'm going away, but I also have a job to do. So I can understand, like you mentioned earlier, if it was part of his career or if playing Rainbow Six Siege was part of his job,
yeah.
would make a little bit more sense. But I also don't take my proper PC, I take my spare one.
Yeah. I wouldn't even take my gaming laptop on holiday because it's a vacation.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
fair.
meant to be. Like, I could understand, we've got 2 Switches in the house, like the family one, and my partner has her own Switch. We'd take them and you could do like Mario Kart as like a family and things like that.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's not even involving her and it's ruining her night. So basically, from 9 o'clock each night in this vacation, what is she doing?
Sitting around waiting for him to finish playing Rainbow Six Siege, I would guess.
Well done, well done. Oh, I love you so much. You're such a good rainbow player. You're so good. Yay.
I bet he's dog shit.
That's why he needs to practice.
Yeah. I bet he's really behind his friends, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's an insecurity thing.
And he
Slash
he
skill issue.
obviously carries the team. That's what it is.
No, I'm thinking the other way. I'm thinking he's terrible and
Mm,
his skill issue.
yeah. God,
And
fair
I'm sure
enough.
it's with sarcasm. Which
But Rainbow Six Siege, of all the games,
I'll get it for
yeah,
Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate,
yeah.
understandable.
But I was about to say Baldur's Gate I can get. Because
Yeah.
then you could play that with your partner though. You could actually do that as
Mm,
multiplayer.
that's true. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he seems like saying, "Oh, she could join the game." I guarantee you, if she joins the game of Rainbow Six Siege, he'll be the type to say, "What you doing? Oh, like." I get the impression that he's addicted to it and would be an aggressive kind of "why we lose" and kind of shout person.
Yeah. I get that getting that from her story.
Ditch the dude.
Yeah,
He's
for
not worth
sure.
it.
Get out.
Yeah, run,
Yeah.
run. And the best
Fast.
part is, if you leave him after 9 o'clock, he won't even notice.
Yeah, that's true.
You could
Get out
literally just pack everything
9:15.
up at 9 o'clock, and by 10, you're out, and he'd be none of the wiser.
Mhm. Yeah,
Just
'cause he'd be
leave him a
too busy.
DM in in-game chat. I'm sure he'll read it. Shall we jump to the final story?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this story is, will I be the a-hole for taking back
Ooh,
my D&D module while my former DM is running the campaign for a different party?
okay.
So they've obviously got some sort of story planned and everything, and they're going to take away all the notes and the books and everything like that, is basically what they're saying. For those that aren't
Interesting.
initiated in D&D, because I know a few people
Mm.
have watched these and they're not D&D, basically it's like a book that tells the story that the DM uses. Take away that book, they don't have any reference to how the story's going to go, is basically what it means, for those in the uninitiated. Or I'm saying it totally wrong, but that's basically what I think it means in this case. I'll ask my DM
I would
later, I'm
read it
sure he'll.
I would read into it the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we don't play D&D together, me and CJ, so
Yeah. So actually, the first sentence kind of explains it. So here we go. For full context, I bought a few Dungeons and Dragons books on sale a few months back with my two buddies, Colton and Marshall. Not their real names, by the way, as I'd like to remain as anonymous as possible. Fair enough.
fair. Yeah.
Uh, Colton isn't exactly well to do, so it's rare for him to buy much, if anything, for our group. Because of this, it usually falls to Marshall and I to buy stuff whenever we go out or do stuff. This is something we both find with, and neither of us hold it against them. That's nice. Like
Yeah.
supporting friends. I like this person already. Anyway, while we were picking out what books to get Colton, was adamant about getting one in particular. Again, for the sake of anonymity, I can never say that word. I'm going to omit which specific book it was, but it was a campaign module. Bear in mind, even getting it on sale doesn't exactly mean it was cheap, and I definitely walked out of the store with less money than I hoped. Yeah, these books can be like 50 to £100.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They are not
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah.
I know the new manuals just come out for 2024, and that is flew off the shelves, and it is not cheap at all, even digital. Um, I, by the way, I'm not endorsed by D&D. I'm just letting people know.
Just in case.
No, yeah, just in case. If anyone wants to send me the books, great. I think you can actually see them above my shoulder there. There's the D&D books just above my shoulder,
Oh,
um,
nice.
just sitting
I've
there.
just got them through D&D Beyond most of the time.
Yeah. So I have the physical books.
Mm, very
Yeah.
spicy.
Mm. Moving on anyway, because I'm going off on one today. Another detail about Colton is that he's a bit of an addict when it comes to D&D, and he's in far more campaigns at any one given time than any sane person should be. Because of this, it's not uncommon for him to run multiple campaigns at the same time with the same module, and this is something he was doing with the module I bought for our group. When the time came to actually play this module I bought, Marshall didn't end up joining the party, which was definitely a bit of a bummer for me. I ended up joining a different group that Colton is a part of for this module, which isn't something I was expecting, but nothing I was against. These people ended up actually being really cool, and I was enjoying the campaign a lot. Unfortunately, we only ended up doing about 6 sessions before the two of the players dropped out, and since there were no longer enough people for this party, the campaign wound up cancelled.
Oh, that's sad. That's a shame.
Schedules are always a terrible thing for D&D.
Death of
Um,
D&D for sure.
I get that this isn't Colton's fault, and I don't blame him in any way for turning out like this, but I remember how I mentioned he was running multiple campaigns with this module. I can't help but be salty. I ended up paying a not insignificant amount of money for a campaign module just for him to run the module for a group I'm not even in. What makes this worse is the fact that it isn't even the first time something like this has happened with Colton. Last year, Marshall ended up buying a different module Colton was practically begging for us to go through, and we only got through a handful of sessions before it ended up getting cancelled. Then later, Colton set up a campaign with the module Marshall bought with a different group and didn't even invite him to join, despite it Marshall's copy he was using.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
Mm.
I've known
Mm.
Colton for a long time, so I can say with confidence that I truly don't think it was his intention, but it feels like Colton took advantage of both Marshall and I. It may be petty, but I didn't buy that module for a group of people I don't even know the playthrough. I'm considering taking back my book so that I may just run it myself for Marshall and some of my family. Would I be the a-hole?
I mean, if it's your book, then no, take it back.
Yeah, you've bought it and understand that he's using it, but you shouldn't be working on his timetable for something that you've bought. If you
No, and
say,
they are expensive, like you said earlier.
yeah, they are not cheap at all.
No,
And yeah, this Colton again, it's addiction seems to be a kind of common thing. This Colton seems like he's addicted to the games and playing it a lot.
maybe,
Which
yeah.
And I'm getting the fact that Colton may not have some social skills and may struggle with kind of picking up on people's behaviors and thinking about others. I'm trying to think of this in the night's way rather than him just being a straight out a-hole here and just
Yeah,
is not
like the
considering
benefit of the doubt.
friends. But
Yeah.
with having an addictive personality, by the sounds of it, that sort of stuff sometimes links to lack of empathy and thinking of others, more just kind of getting, he wants to play the game. This is how I'm going to do it. This is what I need to do. I know these people, I'll do that. That's the impression I'm getting. But again, it's still a bit of a holery
Mm,
from this
yeah,
Colton. And your friends have bought you, well, not even bought you, have bought this. They are being kind enough to let you use it. You
yeah.
should be saying, hey, do you want to join this? Hey, do you want to play this? I don't know what your thoughts are.
Or even just kind of like saying, look, there is the space for this group, or I don't want to do a group that gets too large, blah blah blah. But let's definitely still do something. Like at least kind of demonstrating some level of care or thought about the fact that actually it didn't really work out for that group. There's new groups running with this person that's selling the stories
Yeah.
books, which wild to me because they are so heckin' expensive. But no disrespect to D&D, like I love D&D, don't get me wrong. I understand why the books are so expensive, because they go into a lot of depth, right? So
Mm.
there's a lot of detail in them. But yeah, there's a way to make that person feel more appreciated, and I don't think. But I would like to think the same as you. That I would like to think that this person that's using the books maybe has just glossed over the kind of thoughtfulness side, and there
Mm.
must be. I would like to think that there is a good reason for it.
They're so used to doing it this way, they don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Still an
um,
a-hole, though. Still an absolute
yeah,
a-hole.
yeah. Agreed.
It
I
is a
hate to say
shame.
it, but it's yeah,
And it's
shame,
great
but I
that they're
agree.
playing with lots of different people and having all of these different groups. But as soon as one campaign's cancelled, you could say, "Oh, why don't you just jump in?" I know it's only halfway through, but in D&D, the great thing about D&D is people can join campaigns halfway through. You can have these
Yeah,
characters. You can adapt the story to cater to people. It doesn't have to be, well, not that I'm aware of, but most D&D modules allow to have that independence of you have three characters, four characters. You can be this character, nothing's set in stone. The
yeah,
storyline's there, but how you tell that story, you can invite people in to play. And even if they haven't started, then yeah, and I know some people, some groups don't like having random people in, but you could have said, look, this is actually this person's book. I'm using it. Their group's finished. It would be like they're going to take the book back. Why don't we let them join? And then everyone can enjoy it together. And this is probably why the books are so expensive because they know people lend out the books.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah.
don't think
Agreed.
they're an a-hole for wanting to get the book back. Um,
Yeah, I don't think saying, look, can I have my belongings back? I know you're using them, but like, but there are like digital versions and stuff as well. You know, like I only use digital versions, so there's ways around it, even if you need the physical books for a bit. You know, there's ways, or just be like, even maybe if this person gave notice, right? If this person was like, I want the books back, you can have them for another couple of weeks, take down what you need, take down the information you need for the next couple of sessions to get ahead, then I will take them back. Like that might maybe the best way of going about it, because at least then you would be like, because at this point in the story they haven't done it yet, right? So if
Mm.
they were to say, hey, I kind of would like them back so I can use them. Um, take down here's a bit of notice so you can write down any notes and copy over what you need to know. Um, I know it's hard with
Now,
D&D because obviously sometimes sessions can go awry and you can end up, I don't know, shopping for 4 hours, and then the next session you can end up killing somebody and killing the target within one shot, and actually the DM has to find something random to do for the next 3 hours. So I know that that can happen as well, but there is a level of um, prep that you can still do.
I did something like that recently in my DM. You had this whole big elaborate, like there's a magical door, like it was like we basically couldn't see the door was there. And you had all of these like potions, and you had to put the potions in this cauldron to open the door in a certain order, and would all have to work it out. But my character has true sight and saw the door was there, and that there was a lever on the other side of the door.
Oh
And
no.
I turned around and said, well, I have Mage Hand. Mage Hand appears wherever I want it to within sight. Can I just put my Mage Hand on the other side of the door and pull the lever? And he's like, yes. So he had this whole elaborate thing planned, and I literally just went, "Can I put a hand there and pull the lever?" So I pulled the lever and it just opened the door. So all of that planning you'd done for this elaborate thing just went like that.
Is CJ the a-hole for ruining the DM's plans in their previous session by being way too smart for his own good? Everybody in
Yeah.
the comments, please tell us.
And then and then literally 20 minutes later, there was a character called like Avaronana. So I kept calling him having a banana. To the point that I
Nice.
kept calling them it that much, the DM started call them that by accident.
That's great. That's brilliant.
Sorry, Tim. Yes, Tim was on a previous video. I don't know why he lets me stay in the camp. To be fair, he has killed about 4 of my characters, so this is probably why. But I've just noticed, I know we're just about to finish, there's an update to this story.
Oh, okay.
Shall we read the update?
Read the update.
The update. The situation has more or less resolved itself. While it's unfortunate things shook out the way they did, there's nothing really anything anyone can do to change that now. I'll admit I'm still a little bitter about it, but at this point, it's whatever. It'd be a waste of time and energy to be a dick about it now, so I've decided just to wait and hold out and hope that the campaign might get a second chance, albeit to my dismay. As for running the module myself, I'm going to take a rain check on it for now. In the meantime, my aunt, who's an old school veteran when it comes to D&D, has offered to give me some of her old books. Among them, there is
Oh,
actually a module that would be better for the group I'm putting together anyways, so I guess it worked out in the end. And what's
oh,
interesting though, is
bless.
some people in the comments were actually saying, you're the a-hole, it would be petty. Because we're being salty about their group fell apart and then they're trying to take away from their friend.
Trying to take their own belongings back. Yeah, so
Yeah.
salty.
A lot of people are saying that this person would be an a-hole if they took the book back from their friend.
That is
So people are
wild.
actually disagreeing with us.
Oh,
Um,
that is a surprise. They can't play D&D, surely. They can't have any idea
hmm,
of the value of those books.
yeah.
They must think that maybe they're like £20 or something. In fact,
I
how
mean, the
much are they? How much is it? Like I mean, 2024 rule book is
modules are
probably quite
about
expensive.
40, £50 for a module. Has to be. I mean, are you
Let me
doing the
Google.
Google research right now?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
not cheap.
yeah.
I think the player handbooks and things like that are close to 70, £80.
Okay, the core rule books in 2014 are £115 for 3.
Mm.
And if you tie in 5e 5th edition used copies, £30 on eBay. Um, any more 5e things on here? This one says handbook is 20 from 2014. Oh, that's one book though. That's only one
Yeah,
book
they're
for
the big
£25.
handbooks. The modules are about £30. That's like the big overall one that tell you about different character types and everything like that. But the modules, which are the mini stories, are
Yeah.
about £30, £35. For example, harmless plug, Chaotic Questers, where I play D&D and stream and stuff, they are currently doing I'm not in this one. They're doing Eve of Ruin, which is Vecna, which they released recently. That one's about £35 for the campaign module that they're currently doing.
I suppose 30-ish pounds isn't that bad, but it's still your money that's
Hmm.
gone for somebody else's benefit, and then you're not being included in it. So maybe it is a little bit petty, but I just don't think they'd be the asshole.
I think it's
Um,
petty, but I can understand why because it's their book.
yeah, yeah, agreed for sure.
So I'd love to know if anyone else thinks that because we're saying they're not an a-hole, but all of the comments are saying they are an a-hole. Do you agree or disagree with us? Let us know in the comments because this one is quite interesting. The fact that we totally disagree with what the overall verdict was.
Yeah, yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised by what was in the comments, if I'm being completely honest.
Hmm.
Maybe I
And
I am quite a petty person though, so maybe I'm not the
yeah,
best judge.
see, I'm just tight with money, so if it's mine, then it's mine.
So we've
Give me
got
my thing.
petty and tight over here. What's everybody in
Yeah.
the comments?
Yeah, I'm very interested to know what everyone else's thoughts are, which then brings us to the end of our video. Um, Thank you to everyone that's been liking, everyone who's subscribed. Thank you to everyone that's been responding in our little shorts of just the stories and commenting
Mm,
as well. We
thank you.
will be doing a video in the future, which is just reading your comments. We're starting to get quite a lot of them now, which is great seeing this channel's only been up and running for about a month. The amount of comments and people interacting, we really do appreciate it. So thank you so much.
Yes,
And
thank you very
all
much, everybody.
all the feedback, people have been giving me feedback on how to improve the videos. And I know the person's watching this right now and is probably going to shout at me in a second for doing that and saying that. But no, the feedback is appreciated. Um, but if anyone wants to catch you on socials, Emma, where can they find you?
It's at Emma Lilico on everything apart from Instagram and TikTok because I couldn't get my normal handle, which is at emma.lilico. Lilico is spelled Lilico.
I keep singing that song every single time, but yeah,
Lilio. No, CEO. I spelled
I
my
see.
own name wrong.
You need
L.
to work on that. I want a
Yeah.
video of
What
you
was the last
doing
one
that.
you did? Was yours a YMCA or something? I was trying to do Hot to Go, but it didn't really
Yeah,
work.
it was hot to go. It was hot to
Okay,
go I did
good.
last time as well because it just
Okay.
works perfectly. But yeah, thank you for following. Don't forget you can find us on Geeky United on everything. That's
Where
the
can I
end of
find you,
our video.
CJ? Sorry.
You really don't want to. But it is CG the Geek on everything. Like no dots, no dashes, just CG the Geek. But yeah, don't follow me. Follow Geeky United so you can see
Hmm.
more videos like this. And we'll have
And
more
me.
in the future. And yeah, more Emma. Yeah. The one keeping me sane during this. And thankfully agreeing with me on most of the verdicts, even though everyone else
Yeah.
doesn't seem to agree in the world. So there you go. And on that note, goodbye for now.